Hello guys, it's ModelRR3102 here, back in layout. Just want to make a quick layout update and just talk about my additions to my fleet, along with a couple of pieces that departed from my fleet. So start off with departures. So at Strawberry Fest in Wapaka a couple months ago, I was able to sell off one freight car and one locomotive. The freight car was an Atlas Trainman DM&IR covered hopper, the 3560s. And then I sold off a Athearn Ready to Roll Norfolk and Western SD45, the Bicentennial unit, 1776. However, that was a first run SD45 from like 2007 or whatnot, so I just felt like those two pieces of equipment did not fit my modeling needs, since I am trying to focus more on the modern era now and not just do whatever. So that's partly why I got rid of them. I was trying to sell off some other cars, but I wasn't able to do that as well, since Strawberry Fest was a little bit of a letdown this year, especially on the model train show wise, which not really good on our end or in numbers itself, unfortunately, but it happens. However, additions to the fleet, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of them, not all of them, but in front of you guys are a pair of Rapido-840 CMs. I had Arthur Bradley DCC buy these units for me back in the winter. One of them is in the CN Zebra Stripe, number 2422. The second one is the BCOL Red, White, Blue, number 4619. Both of them came equipped with Look-Sound Select decoders. However, those decoders were yanked out because of what I all wanted to these units. So I wanted custom weathering and detailing to these units, and no new LEDs were needed to be put in, since those LEDs in the Rapido models are actually very good. They're about almost the same as what Arthur Bradley uses for his, but not quite. But they are very good, nonetheless. I had Look-Sound version 4s put in for me, along with TCS motherboards with Keep Alives, and with that, the motherboards got relocated from underneath the motor down by the fuel tank, where Rapido had them in the original Dash 8s, up on top above the motor, where most manufacturers have them at. And he also installed working red, white, and green class lights, and they are absolutely awesome. I mean, I've never seen such cool custom detailed weathered whatnot locomotives ever in my life. These are easily one of my favorite units to run now. They both, like I say, have Look-Sound version 4 decoders, and the reason why they needed version 4 decoders was because of the class lights I wanted done to these units. And I will show you guys at the end of the video what they look like, lit up and whatnot. They have custom recordings. I got a custom horn recording for the BCOL unit and a custom GE steel bell for the 2422 that I'll let you guys hear and listen and look at towards the end of the video. He also changed out the couplers, the Rapido's McDonald Cartier couplers, to KD number 58s, which I thank him for that, because I was a little worried that he wasn't going to do that, but he did, which thank goodness. So, anyways, I'll talk a little bit more about the Dash 8s at the end of the video. So over here, these just came out, the Atlas Master Series 73-foot Centerbeam flat cars. The one on the left is lettered for WC with the CN Noodle painted up, and then on the right in the blue is lettered for SMW. I know it starts off with St. Mary's and Western. I don't know if that's the exact name and whatnot. I'll put it in the description or right in the video if I am wrong, which I'm pretty positive I am wrong. So these are extremely hot, so if you have not bought one of these Centerbeam flat cars yet, you better get on it now because these are expected to sell out everywhere. MB Klein has already been sold out of these Centerbeam flat cars since I think Monday, and I bought mine Sunday night. So they've only been up on the website for not even a week, maybe around that time, and they're already selling out very quickly. So if you have not bought one of these Centerbeam flat cars from Atlas, you better do so. MSRP for these were $49.95, and I think I paid $34 each at MB Klein, ModelTrainStuff.com. The WalthersMainline 72-foot Centerbeam flat cars are also coming out now, and I believe MB Klein is selling them for $22. And I'm probably going to get one or two of those as well, since no one, for some reason, decided to make these Centerbeam flat cars for almost 7 or 8 years. And the ones on eBay right now that are not the new releases are going for as high as $90. So, yeah, I just wanted to wait for these to come out and not have to pay extra and get ripped on. So, that's that. Another car I got just recently is this Cross-Tie Models by NS Model 24 Southern Railway GS50 woodchip hopper. These cars are extremely nice, I will have to say. They come with metal wheels, custom weathering, decaling, painting, whatnot. The only thing I had to do was just change out the couplers, since they came with plastic couplers, almost like the ones that McHenry installs on Athearn products. I had put KD number 148s on, so other than that, very nice model. And then I just got this about a week or so ago, maybe a little bit more than that. This Intermountain Railway Red Caboose Models BNSF coil car. This is a 100-ton coil car. I'm a little disappointed with this car, not because of the detailing, but because of how ready to roll it was. I mean, the car out of the package came weighed in at like 1.7 ounces, and that's without the weights installed in them. Now they put 4 pieces of weights in the package that you put in inside the cars, and those were about like 0.45 ounces each of them, so it came out to be about 1.8 ounces between the 4 combined. So now the car weighs like 3.5 ounces. I didn't like how light it still was, so I added in another ounce, so that car now weighs 4.5 ounces. Plus, the trucks and wheels were 70-ton trucks and wheels, and they should have been 100-ton because they came out of the box extremely low. And I know for a fact this is a 100-ton coil car, and yet they put 70-ton AccuRail trucks and 70-ton Intermountain wheel sets on these. So I changed them out with Athearn Genesis trucks with the rotating bearing cap wheels, and they are now extremely awesome. I absolutely love them. Again, I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't necessarily 100% ready to roll, but you can't necessarily expect that out of every model, unfortunately. So that's that. I also, a couple months ago, got this Athearn ready to roll CSXT 60-foot boxcar, Gunderson. Very nice car, I have to say. I believe we got another one of these cars somewhere. I think it's an AOK version, but this is the one I have on the layout right now. But anyways, a very nice car. And now let's get to what I have done to the layout. So I don't know if you guys remember my previous layout updates. Right here where I'm pointing at, where I'm looking at with the camcorder, this is my old layout. My old yard. And I felt like I didn't have enough room to put all my cars on, and I felt like I just could not fit hardly anything in here. I actually a couple years ago added those 3 stub tracks in the back as part of my yard tracks. What I've done now is turn those into industrial spurs, so back there are like my grain cars and my tank cars, and then up here, starting from that switch right about here, part of my mess, that's pretty much where my bench work is at, and where that WC locomotive and those cars are in the back, that's like my new passing siding. And then back just behind that Norfolk and Western hopper, I'm actually going to raise this. Where that MRL gondola is, that's a new industrial spur there. And then where that WC locomotive is at, that's part of the old yard, but that's now just a track where I can just store miscellaneous cars and make that maybe another industrial spur. I don't know what I'm going to do with that track. I think I'm just going to use it as like maybe an extra track just for another industry. And then where the freight cars are left of the dash 8s, that's part of the passing siding still. And then in the back, where the string of cars in my Atlas GP40-2W sits on, that's the old passing siding all the way in the back. So that is the old passing siding that I have in this layout. And then where that Montana Rail Link hopper is, you see a couple of switches behind the Mesabi ore cars, and the 2 tracks in front of those string of freight cars, that's part of the new yard. And I can tell you one thing, I can easily double the amount of freight cars and locomotives in this yard than I was able to in the last old yard, which is right in front of me now, an industrial park, if you want to call it. So nothing around this curve changed, and nothing changed really in here, except I ripped out the industrial, the yard track lead right here. There used to be a switch right here, and now the main line goes around right in front of these cars, and where that switches is the start of that passing siding that I'm now talking about. Anything in the back towards the way back here, those are that it hasn't changed. Oh, by the way, those 5 cars upside down, those are custom 3D printed WC mega haulers I just bought off from a modeler I know personally, from Stevens Point. Can't necessarily run them on this layout just because of the sharper curves, but I can run them on the club portable layout at train shows and whatnot, so I'm not totally worried about it. Plus, I don't think I have enough room or have the need to really run those mega haulers on this layout. But anyways, and then I added 2 locomotive tracks and miscellaneous tracks back here. So where the Mesabi cars sit on, that's like a miscellaneous track / locomotive track. And then there's locomotives in the front and back. Those are like my 2 locomotive tracks. And unlike the old yard, I could not really have a locomotive track. Now I have 2 locomotive tracks. So right here are 2 of my 2 Intermountain 204 Gevos in the back. And then I also have an Atlas-8 40 CW I got back in March. I have another Atlas-8 IC blue, but that's in the box right now. Athlon Genesis SD60M. And in the far back, 2 Intermountain SD40-2s, a Skeltrains T04, a Rapido GMD1, an Atlas GP38, GP38-2 rebuilt technically, and Atlas WC GP40 that came back from Arthur Bradley back this spring. So other than that, that is pretty much it for this layout update. So I thank you all for watching my very long and overdue layout update. If you have not done so, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my Model Railroading YouTube channel. And if you haven't done so yet, also subscribe to my Rail Fanning YouTube channel, which is Mr. Lubeck. I'll put a link in the description to that. So make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels I have. And thanks again. See you all next time. Alright guys, I'm back. I did promise you guys earlier this video that I was going to demonstrate a little bit of my Rapido Dash 8 40 CMs that I got back from Arthur Bradley a few months ago. So I'm going to start up the 2422 here with function 8. He did, both these units have different Dash 8 prime movers in. One of them was recorded off of a 4-axle Dash 8, I believe a B39-8E. That is the BCOL version. And then the 2422 was recorded off of a C39-8. That's going to be used for the scale train C39-8s coming up later this month. So here's function 8. Alright, so I'm going to press function 0, which is the headlights. And all the lighting on these Dash 8s are factory with the exception of the class lights. I know the class lights are not lit up from the factory. You got to do work yourself if you want that to happen. Function 5, I got mapped for the number boards. And just as an FYI, any Rapido Dash 8 you buy with sound, or actually all Rapido Dash 8s, the number boards come on with track power. And luckily, with these TCS motherboards and local sound version 4 decoders that he put in, he was able to remap the number boards to function 5. Function 6 is the ditch lights. Absolutely beautiful. And now I got function 11 mapped for the class lights. So here are the green class lights. Let me turn off the ditch lights. I'm actually going to zoom in on the Dash 8. Here's the white class light, again with function 11. Red class lights, function 11. And back off again. So what he did, he used the one of the Dash 7 sound files from ESU, and then used the some of the logic and functions off that in the Dash 8 file here, which you can do with the version 4 decoders. And I just kicked that Dash 8 down to idle. But very cool. I'm actually now going to start up the BCOL unit. Now I'm going to turn on class lights with 2422 and the ditch lights. Here's the custom bell that Arthur used for the CN2422. And then the horn was from the ESU version 4 sound library that you can download from the ESU website. P5 horn. Now let's move it one speed step. Speed step 2, 3, and so on. Oh, I also forgot the PO dash 8s all came with a single rear headlight. That bugged me a little bit, so I had Arthur replace the BCOL version with a dual rear headlight. And let me turn that bad boy on. And yes, that is stock factory lighting they still used for the 4619. So cool. Now I'm going to turn it off. Alright, so here's the bell for the BCOL 4619. That bell is stock on the Rapido Dash 8s with the select recorder. Here's the horn, custom P5 recording that Arthur Bradley uses. Alright, so that is the 4619. Now let's move the whole consist forward a little bit. And now, let's move the 4619 down a little bit here. So, I'm actually going to detach the Centerbeam cars on this, just so everyone can have a good look at this 4619. So, you got headlight, beautiful headlight. Now you got the number boards F5. Not as easily shown up on this one as opposed to the 2422. Dual ditch lights, or ditch lights and rock lights, I should say. F6. And then the class lights F11. White, green, and back. Very cool. Very cool. And now I'm going to let the dash 8 back up. And yes, both these dash 8s have Nathan P5s. Except I just learned the 2422 lost its P5 horn earlier this year, but I like the P5 horns anyways on those dash 8s, so I'm going to keep them on as is. I don't really care to have. I like the K3 horns and the dash 8s, but the P5s are just awesome. So now I want to shove the units back. Red class lights are on in 2422. Now they're all turning off F0 and 6. And that, my friends, are the custom done Rapido Trains Dash 840 CMs. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. And again, until next time, I'm out. Subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.